I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rocky in Knicks Universe, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by Tori B, who's backstage. You're gonna jump up here and rock the spot with me for a good 60 to 75 minutes. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. That's watching us on YouTube, on X, and wherever you catch the sweetness that is the Knicks at Night podcast and Lawrence Tears. Thank y'all for being so supportive over the years. I can't continue to express my gratitude for y'all and y'all patience as we grow as a channel and provide this dope Knicks content. So I got a thing I'm gonna say real quick, just get it out of the way, and I'm gonna bring Tori B up so we can rock the spot, right? So I'm gonna do this. I normally don't like doing this, man, but since I'm gonna be looking away, I'm gonna do this for a second, and then I'm gonna read over some notes that I was scribbling over the afternoon. So yes, I do scribble notes, everybody. Don't judge me. Yes, I do scribble notes, everybody. So so today felt like a statement. Not the loud chest pounding kind, but the kind that echoes. Because the New York Knicks stepped on the floor this afternoon and dismantled a scorching hot San Antonio Spurs 114-89. So it wasn't just about snapping a streak or winning on a Sunday matinee. It was about identity. It was about control. And more importantly, it was about timing. This is the part of the season where good teams start separating themselves from hopeful teams. The calendar flips to March, and the margin of error shrinks, and every game starts to feel like a preview of something bigger. And what we saw today was a Knicks team that didn't just join in, they dictated. Right? We didn't just participate or whatever. The Knicks dictated. From the opening stretch, the pace felt deliberate. The possessions felt purposeful. The defensive energy felt sustainable and not frantic. That's the difference between a team that's chasing wins and a team that understands how it wants to win. And you have to start with the chess match on the sidelines. I know this is an unpopular thing, but I'm going to start talking about Mike Brown. And I know for a lot of us, we're conflicted on how we feel about Mike Brown. Right? I know we're conflicted about how we feel about Mike Brown, but here we are, right? Let me get back to my So the possessions felt purposeful. The defensive energy felt sustainable. Now, front, yep. And so you have to start with the match on the sidelines. Mike Brown didn't reinvent the wheel today. He just tightened the screws on the wheel, right? The adjustments were subtle, but they shaped the entire game. The Knicks didn't get pulled into the kind of tempo that lets a young streaking team like San Antonio feel free or can feel like they can do whatever they want. Instead, they forced decisions. They made the Spurs operate in tight spaces, in half-court reads, in situations where patience and veteran leadership and thinking beats pace. That's coaching discipline. That's understanding that sometimes the dominance isn't about doing more, it's about removing the chaos. And that's why this win matters beyond the scoreboard. Because dominance, everybody, is repeatable. Hot shooting nights can come and go. We know that. But when you control the tempo, when you defend with purpose and maintain structure across all rotations, that travels. That's playoff basketball. And chat, I probably should have wrote this out better. I'm sorry, my notes are just scribbled everywhere. I was trying to jot them down, and I didn't get a chance to come in here and refine it. So y'all bear with me as I like go from note to note on this, right? But here's the reality. The road ahead isn't forgiving. The Western Conference stretch coming up is going to be a measuring stick. Physical teams, veteran teams, teams that don't beat themselves. And those games will ask a different question than today asked. Today asked, can you stop momentum? The next few weeks will ask, can you sustain your own momentum? Because this is where the balance comes in. It's the tightrope every contender that has ever won a championship has walked. Expectations are rising. Standings matter. Seeding matters. But health matters more. March is about sharpening and not exhausting. It's about building rhythm without burning out the engine. The temptation after a dominant win is to lean in harder to chase statements every night. But the smarter teams, the more veteran teams, the contenders understand that goal isn't to peak now. It's arrived already. It's arrived ready. It's to arrive ready, basically. And that brings us to the human side of the roster, the pressure points and the proven grounds and the players who can tilt the ceiling and all that stuff. Listen, all eyes naturally drift to Karl-Anthony Towns, right? The talent has never been a question. The skill set is rare. The offensive versatility is undeniable. But this time of year isn't about what you can do. It's about what you can do consistently when every possession tightens. The next stretch of games is about physical presence, defensive engagement, and showing that when the game slows down, he can still speed up winning if he hits that level. The Knicks just don't have any options. They have matchup problems for anyone, right? So we can look at this win and say, does it become a springboard? Or is it a reference point? Does it become the standard? Because the best teams don't just collect wins, they build habits. And if today is a sign of this group forming positive championship level habits, then we're in a good place. And the conversation tonight is going to be a great conversation. Because if the Knicks are building championship level habits, then let the conversation begin. Tori B in the building, salute.
What's up, Unc?
I had a bunch of stuff. Yo, so I have a notebook. I don't know, chat. I have this notebook in front of where I sit at to watch the games. And sometimes I just scribble in there like what I be seeing. And tonight, or today, actually, I was just like scribbling notes in there. Just like, the rotations are faster. They're not depending on Cat to defend a man. Like when Cat is in jeopardy, they ring the alarm. Everybody starts scrambling and be proactive instead of letting Cat get drug out on the island and get abused. They see that. They recognize it early. They get to it. And then the offense is forced to swing the ball around and go to different options. And so what I've been seeing for the past for the past month, like deep into January, is that the defense is getting better. I didn't know how great the defense was, but tonight, after watching the Spurs get dismantled on national TV by the Knicks, clearly something has clicked defensively. Now, I know that is going to impact other places, right? That's are going to impact other places, right? Because if something is clicked, that means our favorite rotation guys we want to see more of, we're probably not going to see them in that sense because we're in a groove, right? And so guys that we want to see offensively, we're probably not going to see them as much because, we're getting into a groove. And one of the things I learned from the 80s is hang that sign up on the door. Don't disturb this groove. Like once you get in a place where you feel like you're clicking, like the great American poet Aaliyah said, rock the boat. Do you want to rock the boat? No. Just stay right here where we are. Tori B, what's good, man? How you been?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm still over the ledge, but I'm doing all right. But I would like to say one thing that I have not been able to say for a really long time, right? As the president of the Mikal Bridges fan club, my boy had a great game today. I just wanted to point that out early.
Mikal Bridges may be the captain of our defense. I'm not going to lie to you. Mikal Bridges.
He had a good game today. Ooh.
He may have 9-foot arms. That man was out there looking on defensively. He was out there looking like Mr. Fantastic to me.
5 steals. I mean, had 5 steals today.
How many did he have?
5. 25 points, 5 steals. The 5 steals was what impressed me. Yeah. Yep.
Hang that sign up on the door. Don't disturb this groove. That's all. I had no idea.
Listen,
I didn't look back at the stats. I didn't look back at the stats like that.
I've got to be consistently the most inconsistent team ever be. Like they stressing me out. when they lose games to Cleveland, right? That they should have won. And then they turn around and dog walk the San Antonio Spurs who won 11 straight games. The hottest team in the league probably right now outside of, I'm going to say Charlotte because they play a really good ball. And we played like they were nobody and nothing the entire game. Like outside of that first 5 or 6 minutes, we were in complete control of that game.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And this is the team that I look at and I say they could beat anybody. They could play with anybody. And then they'll give you a game where they can't put the ball in the hole. Like, they're stressing me out. Stressing me out.
Chat, I'm gonna say this to the chat. Chat, listen. I know most of y'all live in New York, right? I know most of y'all live in New York, right? And I know New York is like a blender, right? But let me tell y'all something that was going on around the rest of the world outside New York. This game today was supposed to be the cherry on top game. This game today, and I'm saying this from a Spurs perspective. This game today was supposed to be the game where that young Spurs team announces to the world that they are here. Now, mind you, and I know y'all don't believe it because y'all live in the New York market. Most of y'all stuff is New York, right? I'm outside of the New York market, right? And I'm putting y'all on game, right? A team does not be this hot and then come into a nationally televised game in a matinee against a team in the biggest market and not expect to wipe the floor with the Knicks and get coronated as potentially NBA finalists ahead of schedule. That it was the expectation. The expectation was this right here for the San Antonio Spurs is the cherry on top of the Sunday game. The Knicks are struggling, trying to figure it out, blah, 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 all these things. It's New York. If you want to be something, you want to put your best performance out there, you got to do it at the Garden. All these narratives, all these things, right? But nobody told the Knicks that, right? Nobody told the Knicks that, right? Spurs had won, Tory B, what did they win, like 9, 10, 11 games in a row, right?
11.
11 games
They won
in a row.
11 games in a row.
The Spurs won 11 games in a row. All the talk outside of the New York market is the Spurs may be the odds-on favorite to win it. After everyone else showed flaws, after teams looked unbeatable and then started showing flaws recently, the Spurs are that team that was looking to nudge themselves ahead of OKC and Denver and other championship contenders and prove to the world today that they should be the top dog in this championship conversation. And what happened was they probably, I can't speak for them because I watched the nationally televised game. I watched it from our side. I mean, from a neutral side, right? It looked like that's what they were looking to do. They had on these pretty green warm-ups and all this stuff, and it looked like they felt like it's their time. Except the referee brought both teams into the middle of the floor and threw the ball in the air. And from that point forward, the Knicks just took the Spurs' best punch. And from then on, their coach couldn't figure out the Knicks defense. The Knicks defense, everybody, I'm saying this to the chat. Listen, I'm telling you, there are a lot of people, trust me, I watch a lot of Knicks content, man. There are a lot of people saying stuff that's not true. This defense is for real. Mike Brown is making adjustment after adjustment after adjustment, man. This team looks like if they can iron out a couple of things, looks like they may be in that championship conversation also. Tori, what do you think about the game itself?
I think I lost faith in us for a while. And today, I watched my bench look like a starting five out there.
Okay.
And I was mad at myself for doubting this team in the first place. Very much so. They played a complete game of basketball. They were excellent on the defensive end, and they didn't force it on the offensive end.
They were dynamic.
They were sharing the basketball. And you know what stuck out to me the most? Communication.
Yeah.
They talk to each other the entire game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that in since the beginning of the season. They talk to each other the entire game. Everybody. So it was no freezing cat out. It was no, they literally communicated as a team the entire game. I loved every minute of it.
I saw the
I saw
Knicks.
Mo Diawara emerge today.
Right.
He gonna keep them minutes. Brown would be a fool not to play that man.
Yeah.
I think Sohan is out. I don't think he's gonna be in the rotation. I think most solidified that spot. And if you do, it's gonna be spot stuff here and there, not like consistent minutes. I think Mo Diawara has arrived.
Okay. All right. When I'm the most impressive play for me, Mo Diawara knocking down wide open gym threes didn't impress me. What impressed me though is his defense against that super long Spurs team. What I noticed, everybody, is this. Mo Diawara looked like a freak. He looked like a freak show against that very tall Spurs team.
Yep.
Because the Spurs are tall, but when you put Mo Diawara on the floor, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
So are we.
So
are we.
Tori B, would you stop stealing my point?
Great minds think alike, brother. Great minds think alike.
Great minds think alike. Yo, when I saw, I can't remember the kid from San Antonio, but he's like 6'7", right? So he went by everybody and went to the rim, and Mo Diawara blocked his shot out of bounds. I was like, this kid right here has arrived.
Yeah, man.
This kid has arrived.
Second round draft pick. Look at us.
Imagine that, playing a young guy when you first get him.
Second round draft pick, though. Look at us.
Imagine that.
Right.
But what I saw tonight is the Mo Diawara took a bunch of threes today. He hit 4 or 5 of them.
So he was 5 of 14. He
I'm
took
sorry?
a lot of shots. He was 5 of 14. He took a lot of shots. But
Yeah, okay.
I'm not even mad that he was missing. I'm just happy he wasn't afraid to shoot.
Right. I didn't even look at the box score like that. I don't know who scored what. I was looking at the game because I was trying to mark defensive possessions, adjustment, initiation on our side, initiation on there. So I really didn't look at the box score. I was just looking at the result of each trip, basically. But man, Mo Diawara, everybody. The Mo Diawara thing makes me think, do the Knicks have a philosophy issue? Right? Do the Knicks have a philosophy issue? And what I mean by that is not so what I'm looking for, not in a sense of so what I'm looking for. Not in a sense of mindset, but well, yeah. As a matter of fact, do the Knicks have an issue with how they built the roster, right? Because is this a Mo Diawara is just a tall athlete and he fixes problems, or is this a Mo Diawara is a talented kid and needs playing time type scenario? Right?
Why can't it be both?
Because you can only be short or tall.
No, what you said again? Say it again, because
I'm getting to it. What I'm saying is what I'm asking out loud is, or I'll ask it a different way. did the Knicks' philosophy of adding short, tough players to the roster impede their championship march, or is Mo Diawara an outlier star in the league?
I don't
And
think
so,
so.
and so,
Oh, sorry.
and so, what I'm saying, what I'm asking that in a sense because the way Mo Diawara is employed is the same way that they employ the shorter players. It looks more effective when a tall athlete is doing it as opposed to a shorter player. Like Mo Diawara's defense looks different than Josh Hart's defense, possibly because of Mo Diawara being a taller, more rangy athlete. And if that's the case, then did us adding smaller defenders for the sake of speed maybe impede how fast this championship level team has come together defensively and offensively? Right?
No, I don't think. Oh, you still talk? My bad.
No, go ahead, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
thought you just finished. No, I'm just saying I don't think size is actually an issue for us. I mean, there are times when I guess it'll hinder us for a small portion of the game, but Boston was a big team. We beat them. Detroit was a big team. We beat them. Like, I don't think we have an issue, a size issue. Like, I don't think the fact that our players are shorter than the people that we're, going up against is going to stop us from winning basketball games. Because if that was the case, we'd be getting wiped all over the floor every game. Because we're usually the smaller of the team when we go on the floor. I don't think that's an issue. Like, it may be a little small issue for a couple of plays, but I think defensively, we always find a way to maneuver around it. I don't think that's an issue for us. I really don't. I don't feel like size is an issue for the Knicks. I just don't. I mean, I could be 100% wrong, but we've already shown that we could beat bigger teams. We just beat the San Antonio Spurs, who are huge. We beat the Houston Rockets, who are a lot bigger than us. We beat Boston; they're bigger than we. We've already played a bunch of teams with size. Like, I feel like every team is bigger than us when they come on the floor, but it's not. I don't think that's an issue for us.
I'm gonna take the opposite stance on that. Right. And not because of just to be opposite. Because people can be like somebody can hear you say something, they could just jump on the opposite side just for the sake of I don't really do that. I like to be like, yo, yeah, I feel like y'all know how I am. Right. Like if I hear something and I agree, I don't care what's I'd be like, yeah, no, I think I agree with that. On this side though, I think I'm gonna sit on the other side of the table. So what I'm gonna say is
Hold on. Hold
this.
on. Yes, Miguel, size does matter, just not on the
Oh,
basketball
how
court. How about that?
we can get to he'll be that
No,
be in the
he,
chat.
he being funny.
Yeah, no,
He
that
being
goes
funny. Go ahead.
the chatter always be in the chat.
No, he was being
Yeah,
funny. I was just, that's it. Go ahead. And somebody say they having a glitch with audio. Is it everybody?
me?
No. They say in the chat they having a audio glitch, and I'm asking, is it everybody? I want to make sure everything is clean. They can hear.
40X says it's just Tory. But anyway, let me get to I'm the chat to be there. Let me get this thought off my mind first. Like just talk about the stuff that's on the table. I think the size does matter in a sense of the matchups that you have across the floor when you get the dynamic size mismatches. Like when you get the dynamic size mismatches, like when you get, say, a Josh guarding Giannis, a Josh guarding Pascal Siakam, I think that is a clear mismatch. Now, Josh being, and I'm not picking on Josh. I'm just using Josh because Josh is a shorter wing player. Is the only reason why I'm mentioning Josh. Right. The reason why I'm saying that is because I think certain matchups you could just go to it just because the size discrepancy leads to easier looks. It doesn't mean shots are going better. It just means guys get better looks at the rim, right? What I will say too, though, is, and this is no shot at Deuce or anyone else, right? But since Deuce has been gone, and I like y'all know we have a Deuce hive, right? But since Deuce has been gone, this defense has been getting better and better and better and better and better and better. Now, we could easily point out that this could be the genius of Mike Brown, right? We could say this is the genius of Mike Brown. Mike Brown figured out something with the personnel that he has, right? And he implemented. It took a while to kick in, but now that it's kicking in, it looks great. We could go down that road. I think that's where I am. Like going down that road of, I think Mike Brown has figured out something defensively. And the thing I think he figured out is, instead of us putting Cat on an island, let's just have him just play his limited space. When teams try to attack it, we'll come to the rescue and make the team move the ball. I think that is smart. Also, trapping on the wings so the backside of the defense can recover. Anytime the ball goes to the wing, I think what you see is us zoom up on the guy with our hands up immediately, using the sideline as a defender, and reset on the backside of it. Everybody goes back to their natural matchup. I like that from what I see from the Knicks. In terms of the size thing per se, I can't say it's not a factor when I saw the Spurs going to the rim, trying to take shots over tall guys, and it didn't work today for them. Is that a microcosm of 2026 defense for the Knicks? I can't speak to every game, but I can say that since January 1st, the Knicks have had the second best defense in the NBA. So something has had to happen, because Alvarado didn't get here until trade deadline almost in February. I have a note here that I listed for my, hold on, let me see. Where is it? All right. Where is it? Okay, so the note that I listed for myself to ask you guys. What was that? Salute at Carrie Counts. Okay, yeah, happy birthday. I don't know whose birthday it is, but happy birthday. All right, and bear with me, y'all. I had a note. I'm just trying to find the note that I put here. The question I was asking in chat. Okay, so my question to you guys. So I wrote this afternoon. So here's my question to you guys. How do you feel about maybe being promised one thing in the offseason and getting something else, getting a replacement, but it still has a level of success? Salute, Mom
Happy
Dukes.
birthday to your mommy.
Salute, Mom Dukes. So Chet, here's a note that I wrote down earlier. I probably should put it. Yeah, I'll put it in. I'll put it up here. Like, how do Knicks fans feel about being promised one thing in the off season, but being given something else. Hey, everybody. And I know this question seems weird, right? But it was weird when I thought about it. I was like, yo, we were promised a certain thing, but we're getting something else. But I don't know if I feel bad about what I got instead. So this is what I'm asking everybody. How do Knicks fans feel about being promised one thing in the offseason, but getting something else? And so basically what I mean by that is in the offseason, I think we were promised up-tempo, Jalen Brunson off the ball, more three-point shooting, anybody can initiate the offense, all the things that Mike Brown said when he first got here. Instead, I think what we're getting is a better version of what Tom Thibodeau had been trying to do the last 3 years. The last 2 years, I'm sorry. When did OG get here? OG's been here for 2 years. Okay, so I think what Mike Brown is doing is improving on what Tom Thibodeau tried to do the last 2 years he was here. The defense right now looks amazing. The guys are all playing together. For the most part, guys seem to be healthy. Yeah. How do y'all feel about that? Do you prefer what Mike Brown was saying in the beginning? A lot of corner threes, anybody initiating the offense, guys in different roles, playing 9.5, 10 guys per night. A lot of that stuff Mike Brown said in his introductory press conference seems like, I'm not going to say that I'm not saying that he lied to us. What I'm saying is I feel like he tried those things, and with this group, things didn't work. And so he went back to what this team could do.
Yeah, I could tell you that I could care less about how it get done as long as it get done.
Right.
Just win.
Just win.
I don't care. I just win. If you want me to come back over the edge, because I'm still dangling off the side of that cliff. So if you want me to come off the edge, you're going to have to keep with it. Mike Brown.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. I guess I should state how I feel then, since I have the question.
I think the people want to know.
So Paris Douglas says Brunson is one of 5 guys in the NBA who demoralizes teams when he goes nuclear. I agree. I agree, right? Like, it can be demoralizing he says teams, right? I'm gonna just change that word from teams to opponents, right? And I'll read it as this: Brunson is one of 5 guys in the NBA who demoralizes opponents when he goes nuclear. And I agree with that. Raphael asked, with about 19 or 20 games left, can Mo Diawara be NBA second team?
I don't think so. But only because he didn't play enough.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he played enough for that.
Yeah, and generally speaking, championship contenders don't have rookies on teams like that unless there is like a weird circumstance, right? Like if it's a championship team that had major injuries to a roster, they got a rookie, but they're still a championship level. Philadelphia, right? Like Philadelphia may have a rookie on the all rookie team, but they already have the pieces to contend in the playoffs, right? I don't think so when it comes to that. Like to be honest, I think what would be a major achievement for the Knicks, if we're just talking about regular season awards, is the Knicks getting somebody on that all defensive team. That would be a feather in our cap, I think, as opposed to the all rookie stuff. Because the Knicks' future is bright. Like Brunson won't turn 30. Brunson turns 30 this August. So he's not like a 34-year-old, 34-year-old trying to get his team to the championship, right? But if you're thinking about what the future looks like, OG, Bridges, Brunson, Hart, all of them are right around that 30-year-old age. So in terms of a contender, the Knicks are still pretty young in playoff years, if that makes sense. If we're looking at Mo Diawara is Mo Diawara a keeper? Can the Knicks develop Mo Diawara into a rotation player, possible starter? Yes, definitely. Definitely. So if the question is rooted in, does Mo Diawara have talent enough to become a good role player in this league? Yes. If the question is, are the Knicks young enough to stay in this championship window? Yes. Right? Because even Alvarado is young. Right? Sohan is young. Mitch is young. Mitch, for all the wear and tear on Mitchell Robinson, he's still young. Right? So if it comes to that, if that's what you're asking, like, how long can this contention window stay open? Clearly, it's at least 3 more years, 4 more years. Clearly, it's at least 3 or 4 more years with this group. Now, if we're thinking down the road, if we're thinking like what's going to happen in 2030, I don't want to speak to that.
I promise you, I'm not even worried about next year.
Right.
Not right now, anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How are you feeling about? Paris Douglas
I
said,
just saw that too.
Yeah, Paris said Diawara alone was worth firing Tibbs because he wouldn't have seen any plans. Yeah,
That's a fact. That's a big old fact.
that's facts. That's facts. You'd have probably had Tony Snell in here instead of Diawara. You'd have probably had Karis LeVert in that role instead of Mo Diawara. So, as I said, I'm on ESPN.com. ESPN.com shows the Knicks at 39-22, 19 games left to go.
We in third place or second place?
Third place, right ahead of Cleveland. So if
how many games we behind Boston?
1.
Oh, okay.
1, yeah. So, if the playoffs start today, and they don't, the Knicks would play the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round of the playoffs. Chat, how do y'all feel about that?
Like we would beat them like we usually do.
Yeah, and chat, I don't know if y'all notice a trend, but last year I started a conversation right here, March 1st, last year I started the conversation. How would you guys, if the playoffs start today, guys, how do y'all feel about playing the Detroit Pistons in the first round? That's where the conversation started. Generally, you know, we during the course of a season, we have these mile markers, right? Like, you know, generating conversation and things of that sort, right? So March 1st is here. 19 games left to go. If the playoffs start today, chat, how do y'all feel about playing a healthy 76er squad? Oh boy, the chat is quiet. If the playoffs started today, Knicks versus Sixers, how do y'all feel about that? Miguel P say he don't care. Miguel P doesn't matter who we play, right?
I feel the same way, Miguel. I do not care who we play. I don't. I care about who shows up to play those games. I care about what Knicks team shows up. I don't care about who the opponent is because I really, honestly, when you watch this game today, I honestly, truly feel like this is the team that can beat anybody.
Okay. So you're not.
So if this is the team that shows up, then I don't feel like we're going to lose to anybody. But if the team that played against Detroit and Cleveland that lost the other day, they show up, we're going to lose to everybody. So we're going to see how consistent we could be in the playoffs. But none of these teams really scare me. They just don't. Because I don't think that from 1 to 9, there's a team that's as deep as us, or a team is as talented as us, or I don't want to say they ain't playing better defense because Detroit plays damn good defense, but that's probably where it ends. Outside of Detroit, I don't think anybody is better than us on any end of the floor in the East anyway. The one team that, and I know it's going to sound crazy, that I probably don't really want to see at the first round is Charlotte.
Charlotte scares me.
Other than that, I don't care about nobody. And not that I think they're going to beat us, but I think it'll probably go all 7 games. Them guys, they playing good basketball, man. They're confident, streaky as hell. They play good defense. But other than that, don't know other teams scare me. Well, Charlotte don't really scare me either, but I just don't want to see them in the first round.
Charlotte scares me.
I feel like they're gonna knock Detroit out. I feel like for all that we number one crap, we not even gonna see them in the second round because they're gonna fuck around. I'm sorry, they're gonna mess around and get bumped out by Detroit, by Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte scared. Charlotte got me puckered up, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Charlotte got me walking on my toes. I ain't. But you know what though? So does Philadelphia. Philadelphia has me walking on my toes, y'all. Philadelphia got me.
Why?
Philadelphia has me with my
Joel Embiid is never gonna be healthy. And outside of Maxey, the rest of them guys don't really. I don't worry about the rest of those guys. Like, why does Philly scare you? I'm just curious.
For a few reasons. Reason number one is if Philly stays in that 6th spot, that means they're. So if Philly stays in that 6th spot, what that means is that Philly has been playing good basketball to stay in a 6th spot.
Okay.
And so one of the other things too is I don't think Mitchell Robinson can guard Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Now I can bank on I can't bank on Joel Embiid being healthy in that series, but I can't bank on Mitch being available for the entire series either. Right? And so what if we get there and it's Mitch is the one with the injuries and Joel Embiid is the one that's healthy? And
Okay.
I'm not trying to put I'm not trying to put bad mouth on Mitch because I don't put bad mouth on humans. Right? That's just period. I don't believe in that. Right? But if Philly it has a healthy Paul George, has a healthy Joel Embiid,
Is Paul George coming back this season?
I think so.
The man couldn't play basketball, so he took performance enhancement drugs. We worried about Paul George. I just, I don't see the Philly thing. I don't see what
Right,
everybody else see. I guess.
I understand that, but you asked me.
Yeah, I get it. I
You
get
asked
it.
me. So,
I, I listened to you. I heard you.
so the thing is with Philly, if there's a healthy Paul George, a healthy Embiid, a healthy Maxey be healthy because Maxey really wants to be a Knick deep down in his heart, I think. Right.
I be DMing him just so y'all know.
Right.
I send one every day. Come be a Knick, y'all. I send one every day.
Like, hurry up! Like, what you doing? Just get on the turnpike, bro. Come on, stop playing. But the thing is if Embiid is healthy, Paul George is in place, then those role players that get overused go back to their role player status, right? Like your Oubre's and all those guys, they go back to doing the thing that they thrive in. They thrive in their roles, right? So if in a situation where Joel Embiid will be getting that playoff whistle, we have Mikal Bridges guarding Tyrese Maxey, and OG Anunoby has to battle Paul George to a flat foot tie. That means, what are we going to get from Josh Hart, Karl Anthony Towns, and the bench? Can our other guys give us enough to defeat? Because listen, it don't matter what we say, we're not going to stop Tyrese Maxey. If Knicks fans think there's a world that we live in where we can neutralize Tyrese Maxey, we're smoking. If there's a world where Knicks fans think we can neutralize a healthy Joel Embiid, a healthy rested Joel Embiid in the playoffs, we're smoking. Right? At the same time, this new defense that we've implemented, right, since the beginning of the year, has not only beaten a lot of good playoff teams, but we've beaten Philly, even though they were without Paul George and Joel Embiid. Right? So my worst case scenario is we split the first two games with Philly, and then so Philly has the advantage because you'll be going to Philly with them game 3 being on their floor and them fully healthy. That's my worst case scenario. We win game 1, or they win game 1, we win game 2. We go to Philly game 3 on their floor with a healthy Phillies team that can take the lead in the series if they win on their own floor and they're healthy. That's like the sum of all
That's
of
a lot of ifs.
I know. But at the same time, at the same time, the Knicks have a ton of ifs. Like we have a ton of ifs ourselves.
I mean, if you want to sound along, go ahead. It's okay. I'm not gonna go there with you. I don't. Joel Embiid hasn't been healthy all season. That's not going to change in the playoffs. Paul George, even when healthy, is a shell of himself. He's not the player he used to be, which is why he was juicing in the first place. Who I worry about? Maxey and Edgecombe, Oubre. But
yeah,
who's going to guard? We have players too. Like who's going to guard Jalen Brunson? Like it's just like it's Paul George really going to be able to stop OG Anunoby all series? Absolutely not. Like It's just I don't see what you see, and I'm
Yeah,
not Philly.
and
Don't scare me. I don't see what you see. Philly don't scare me.
right. Because I think the reason why is
And I think it has more to do with the fact that we know Joel Embiid and Paul George is just not going to be healthy. They're not the players that they used to be. Like, I don't knock the rest of that team. I like those guys. Like, I'm not a Philadelphia fan, but I love Maxey. I love Edgecombe. Those are great players. I love to see either one of them in a Knick uniform. But the rest of them guys, man, they B-roll players. Like, I'm not worried about no Philadelphia 76. I'm just not. They good, but I don't think they're good enough to get out of the first round. And that's just because those guys that they playing with are not healthy. Maxey is dragging them dudes along. He out there getting 40 a night on back-to-back games. He dropped 40 and then come back the next night and drop 40 again. That guy is special. But the rest of that team, they regular weed, man.
okay. Right.
Facts, Miguel. He do be looking like 3 players in one. And that smile is infectious. I can't even get mad at him.
Yeah, I just yeah. I wish I could be as encouraged.
I'm,
But I'm not. I'm legitimately in a
Cause
in
you,
a
I
prayer
think,
scenario.
I feel like you still thinking about old Joel Embiid, not 2026 Joel Embiid and 2026 Paul George. Like those dudes ain't the same. And that's not a knock to their career because they were great players, but not so much no more.
Nope, that's not what I'm thinking about them. What I'm thinking is when, in close games when it comes down to Joel Embiid versus our best big man defender, can we devise a defense to stop Joel Embiid? And I don't think we can
What makes you think it'll be close games?
because you're playing playoff teams.
By luck. A lot of it is luck for them. I hear you. I'm not in the same vein. They don't scare me at all. Charlotte, I don't care about Philly.
Yeah, them. I'm nervous about Charlotte also. I'm nervous about Charlotte has that Death Star look on them. Like they're ready to knock off a giant and then get sent to Cancun. I think that's what Charlotte is. Charlotte is at the stage where they can knock off somebody in the first round and then get swept in the second round. I think, and I don't want to be that team that happens to.
Right.
The way the records look right now, it looks like that's not a possibility because I think Charlotte right now is the 10 seed, maybe even the 11 seed. They were the worst seed. Charlotte is the 10 seed right now. Charlotte is one game away from having a winning record.
Playing really good basketball.
When's the last time Charlotte had a winning record this late in the season? That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. One of the things though, one of the other things too though about the Sixer series, and y'all know I fraternize with the Sixers fans a lot. Like my man BG, so I did an interview with my man BG. It's on our Patreon, and if it's not on the Patreon, I'll put it up there. But I hang out with the homies, the Sixers fans, and they feel like out of anybody of any of the teams in the Eastern Conference that they can beat in advance to the second round, they feel like it's the Knicks. And so while I don't really listen to what fans say much, like in terms of like basketball, because there's so much emotion and stuff that go into narrative and stuff that go into like what the fans think, like with the pom poms and stuff. A lot of times, like the strategic stuff get thrown out of the window. But when it comes to Philly, though, with them having two guys that we can't guard, that really worries me. And if both of those guys get it going in the same game, it puts me in this thing like if they get two guys they get it going in the same game, we're not going to do that. We're going to get our one guy going and forget about our second guy. Like we're not going to if Maxey and Embiid score 80 points, we're going to ask Brunson to score 80 points. Like we're not going to think about trying to get
hold up.
off.
Oh, wait a minute. Either you think you saw what today is a fluke, or you think it's legitimate. Which one is it?
What do you mean?
Because you just said that if they get their two guys going, we're not gonna be able to do that. We
Right.
did it today.
Right.
So either you think today was a fluke, or you believe that this is something that could sustain moving forward. It don't have to be Cat.
No,
It could be anybody.
No, you missed the whole point. The whole point is not, I don't think the Knicks can win in the playoffs. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the teams that make me nervous are Philly and Charlotte. We may not even see Philly and Charlotte.
But you just said that if they two players get going and they score 80 points, we're gonna ask Jalen Brunson to score 80 points. And I said, no, we not. Why would we ask him to score 80 points and forget about the rest of the players on the team? Why would we do? We didn't do that today. We didn't do that against Milwaukee. Like either that's what I'm asking you. Either you think that the way that we're playing basketball currently, right now, is sustainable, or you don't. Because if you don't, then having a playoff conversation is irrelevant. We're just gonna lose.
No. So I said I'm not meaning any of that. What you just said. Because for one, I had conversations with all of y'all about why Cat is not getting involved in the offense. Remember those conversations?
We've had several conversations about that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And so what I said was, if they get both of their guys going, we're not going to get both of our guys going. We know that because we've been experiencing that all year. We have, like, what we'll do is expect Jalen Brunson to carry us. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I understood what you meant, right? I got that was your point. My point was it don't have to be Cat. I knew that's what you meant. It could be Mikal. It could be OG. It could be Mo off the bench. It could be Shamit. I'm just saying it's not going to have to be Jalen that gets you the other 40 points. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying Jalen's definitely getting us part of that, and another guy is going to have to get the other part. I believe in my heart that Jalen Brunson is going to get the majority of that. Who that other person is going to be is the question. But we have a guy that can do that, but we hadn't been using him in that.
And I like to believe that in the playoffs, that will be different. Gosh, it better be.
Yeah, because the thing I don't want to do as a Knicks fan is diminish the Hall of Fame career of Joel Embiid, right? And I don't want to diminish the future stardom of Tyrese Maxey. I think both are, while one is going this way, the other one might be coming down, but at the same time, they're still very, 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 very good NBA players. Right. In a perfect world, Joel Embiid is neutralized, not there. Right? Neutralized, not there. Whether it's injury, foul trouble, whatever it is for the Sixers. But I do know, though, I believe in my heart that a healthy Joel Embiid in the playoffs wants to win a chip. Right? I think a healthy Joel Embiid in the playoffs is dangerous. I don't know.
But there is no version of the healthy Joel Embiid. He hasn't been healthy in years. That's going to change automatically for some miracle in this playoff series. Whether whoever they playing, whether it's us or whoever they play.
Yes, because I believe in the thing of the Knicks have a smart fan base and front office, and I think other people can have a smart fan base and front office also.
What that have to do with
If
Joel Embiid's health?
Finish my point. I'm gonna tell you. The thing is, if the Knicks fan base says, right, really don't matter what it means in the regular season, just be healthy in the playoff. If the Knicks fan base thinks that way, what makes us think that other fan bases can't think the same or believe the same thing?
We could think and believe what we want, but we got to deal in actual realities. When is the last time Joel Embiid was healthy?
Okay.
I'm just asking. Like, the man ain't been healthy in like 3 seasons. Just because you playing basketball don't mean you playing to your full potential. Or maybe this is just what he has left. But Joel Embiid hasn't been healthy in years. That's not going to change in the playoffs. He ain't been healthy all season.
So what's Joel Embiid's injury right now then?
Listen, when I say healthy, I'm saying
what's the injury right now?
Listen, I ain't saying he's injured right now. What I'm saying is he's not the player that he used to be. So healthy is the wrong word
right now.
I'm not saying he's injured.
Sorry, B, what's the
what
injury
I'm saying
right
to you is he's not the player he used to be.
What is the injury?
I just answered the question
No, you
3
didn't.
different times. I did. I said I didn't say he's
what
injured.
Is the injury?
Did I say? I'm not going to keep
Embiid
repeating myself,
has
Freezy.
right now. No,
I'm not going to do it.
You didn't answer.
I'm not going to do it.
You did
I
not
did answer. I said I didn't say he was injured right now. I said that 4 times. So asking me the same question over and over again is not going to get me to change my answer. What I said was maybe healthy isn't the proper. You gonna let me finish?
You don't think he's healthy? Doesn't you? How are we gonna say Joel Embiid's not gonna be healthy in the playoffs when you don't know if he's injured?
What I'm saying is healthy is not the right word. What I'm saying to you is Joel Embiid is not the player that he used to be. He is not. Joel Embiid is not the same guy. You know it, I know it, everybody listening to this podcast know it. That's not going to change in the playoffs. So saying the healthy Joel Embiid, if you talking about the player that's playing ball right now, you worried about him in the playoffs? Go ahead, because I'm not. If a guy could go off and get you 30 one night, go ahead, do it. You're not going to do it for the whole series because he ain't got it in him no more, Freezy.
I wish
you just don't. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's not diminishing his career. That's just dealing in actualities. LeBron James ain't got it in him no more. He just don't. Steph Curry ain't got it in him no more. These guys is just old. And I don't mean they washed. That just mean that they not the players they used to be. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't saying retire. I'm just saying we have to deal in reality. Joel Embiid is not the player that he used to be, and I'm not scared of him.
Okay.
You shouldn't be. I don't get it. I just don't. Joel Embiid is not the monster that signed that $100 zillion contract. He's just not that guy.
Okay.
He's just not.
All right.
George is no longer that guy. And I'm not saying these guys can't put together a couple of games where they could get you some points and make you a little nervous. All I'm saying is, in a 7-game series, I don't fear these dudes because I don't think they have enough in the tank to get it done. That's where I stand. Whether you want to call that being healthy, whatever you want to call it, you call it. But those dudes are not the same dudes that they used to be. So I'm not scared of them.
Right.
I don't see them as a team that can knock off a healthy Knicks team. Especially those guys that showed up to play tonight. You talking about they neutralized, for the most part, that damn 7'6" alien. And you worried about Joel Embiid? I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not doing that to myself.
That is the thing. That's the difference. Like where you are is on one thing. And I established that early on. I was like, I'm just stated clearly, I'm on the opposite side of this.
Okay.
Because when Joel Embiid plays, he averages 27 points a game, and that's coming off a devastating knee injury. Right? Right now, he doesn't have leg injuries. Joel Embiid is not out injured with leg injuries. Right? Joel Embiid missed the past few games with an oblique strain, which is different.
I didn't even know he missed games. Didn't even know it.
Right. What I'm saying is us thinking Joel Embiid is the Joel Embiid coming back from leg injuries is us is us underestimating Philadelphia. Joel Embiid is healthy, getting back into game shape after missing so much time. Right? And even in that, Joel Embiid is averaging 27 points a game. Now, the last time we saw Mitchell Robinson play against Joel Embiid, and I'm only using Mitch as an example because Mitchell Robinson is our best big man defender, right? I'm not going to use Cat because he destroys Cat, right? But I'll use Mitch for the example because I think Mitch has the better chance of shutting him down if anybody does. But even in that, the last time Joel Embiid played the Knicks, he destroyed Mitchell Robinson. And Joel Embiid, was still recovering, still getting back into game shape. Now, with that, we may not even play Philly in the first round, but if the playoffs start today, then you get that situation of Knicks versus Sixers. If somehow the Knicks catch the Celtics and we're the 2 seed, that would mean the New York Knicks get to play our favorite little brother, the Orlando Magic. And in that series, I'm super confident. I think the Knicks can beat a healthy Orlando team. I think we can either sweep them or gentlemen sweep the Orlando Magic. I don't even know if Franz Wagner is back, but I don't think it matters. So Franz Wagner is out indefinitely. So we don't even know if he'll be back for the playoffs or not. All right. How do you feel about the Knicks in this upcoming schedule? So I think we have the Denver Nuggets and the OKC Thunder. I think we have, hold on, let me see.
We played Denver. I thought we played Denver twice. All right. I thought we played them twice.
We have Toronto on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
OKC
on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. And then Denver on Friday.
Oh, man. We got a tough little schedule coming up.
Yeah.
I thought we finished playing Denver already this year. That should be a good game, though.
I think the Toronto game, the irony is their point guard, Emmanuel Quickley, has been playing great lately. Right?
Say it again?
Their point guard, Emmanuel Quickley, has been playing great basketball the past week or so. Right? Looking at his game log for February, Quickley averaged 21 points a game, 84% from the free throw line, 43% from 3, and 52% from the floor. My man is on absolute fire. Jada Chosen is in the building. Salute. Jay Chosen, what's good, man?
Salute,
what up, James?
Salute. What up, ladies and gentlemen? Lady and gentlemen, how we doing?
Awesome, sir. And yourself?
Hey, awesome. Cash, I emailed you the link, man.
What a great day. all around. I don't remember the last time I could say the entire day was great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. How you feeling about a playoff, a first round playoff matchup against anybody? Whoever we get in the first round, how do you feel about that?
I feel if we play the way we play, like we're supposed to be playing, we played a possible. We just watched today a possible finals, and we saw we did it with them. Don't get it twisted that Wemby is Wemby and company. No, it's Wemby, it's Castle, it's Fox, it's a squad. And we played cohesive, damn good New York basketball. So how I'm feeling? I'm feeling good. So I see the caption of that. They don't bother me at all. Sixers. Bring on whoever's coming. Whoever.
All right, bring them on. Whoever it is, bring on whoever.
Whoever. All the smoke.
All right. Okay. Chat, y'all heard it.
As long as Kolick always does this, when somebody does something, I'll be all right.
Okay. Okay. So we just had a conversation about Knicks versus Sixers. I'm not nervous about the playoffs, right? I'm only nervous about matchups. I believe in styles make fights, right? I don't think that the best team always wins the championship. I think in some years, sometimes a matchup will knock off somebody that was probably destined to be there. Like, I don't think the number one seed wins the championship every year.
Like the time that Dallas snuck in and started knocking out all those tied number one people to go all the way.
Like the Cavaliers last year.
Like that too.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense too. Absolutely.
Yeah. When I point to a specific thing, though, like I think the Knicks defense is on the way to being the number one defense in the NBA, but not by season numbers, but by how they're playing when the season ends, right? Because I don't think there's a way where you can knock off Boston from having the number one defense. They've put in 60 games of having the number one defense. So statistically, I don't think the Knicks can finish number one. But what I can say is on this path, yo, look who it is. Cash Rule.
Hey, what's up?
Everything around me.
What's up? Salute everyone.
Yeah. Hey, so Cash, just real quick, just to finish this thought I had, right, is I think the Knicks will finish with the best playing defense in the NBA by the end of the season, right? But I don't think the season numbers will show it because Boston has put in a body of work and the Knicks have only 2 months of elite defense. Now, do I think this is going to continue for the next month and a half and into the playoffs? Absolutely. But during the summertime, when we look back at these shows and look at raw season data, I don't think the raw season data will tell the true story of how this defense evolved into an elite playoff level defense.
Excuse me. First of all, great game today. Hell of a game. It showed us something. It showed us today. Really showed us something as regards to our team building as we march towards the playoffs. And before I get more into this, Freezy, I'm gonna have to hate on you for a minute, man. You lack faith in us, man. I was listening to you earlier when you was talking about Philly, and Philly can't play with us, man. The only person on Philly who's a problem is Maxi. Outside of that, everything that was said about Joel Embiid, that Latoya mentioned, hey, it's true. He's not the same person. The only team they're really worried about is Detroit. But anyway, back to my point as regards to us and what we learned today
How you gonna say he's
is
the same player when he averaged 27 points a game?
he's not.
You're not the
What
same.
it is,
No,
what it is, no, let me just say this. What he's going to be able to do going forward as a player, because age and attrition kicks in from season to season on players. He's gonna play. He's gonna play like an anomaly. You know, an anomaly is like an occurrence where he may have a good game and then the next game he can't sustain it. In other words, my point is that not that he won't necessarily show flashes of himself, but his game is not sustainable going into this playoff run because we know how rigorous it can be. We know there's days off or whatever, but his game is not sustainable. Not to say that he won't have any good games or show flashes of the old Joe Embiid that we know, but it's not sustainable. Maxi is the main guy on this team now. It's all about Maxi, and then that Edgecombe, that kid Edgecombe, as he's coming up. That's the future of Philly. I think the window for Joel Embiid is on the decline and closing. But as far as our Knicks, if we can play with the mental fortitude that we played with today, going into the playoff for the rest of, well, first of all, not going into for the rest of this season, just as you guys pointed out with the schedule. I mean, it's going to be some losses before the season ends, but when I look at these games going forward, I want to see how they're played, win or loss. Like with Cleveland, that was a decimating loss. Say like, okay, we lose to Denver or we lose to OKC.
Cash. I feel you, right? Who excuse me, who is winning the season series right now between Philly and the Knicks?
I haven't even looked that up. I don't know.
It's Philly.
Cash, listen, stay in your ground, yo. Freezy
Yeah,
just want to be
Philly,
right.
no,
Stay in your ground, Cash.
these are facts. Why are we just
Okay, you're all right. And let me just say this for everyone out here. You are right, Freezy. You're right. Kudos to you. But at the same time, last year Boston won the season series against us, and what happened?
But objection, Your Honor, speculation. Right?
Okay,
To speculate to prove your argument right is speculation, bro. It doesn't mean you're right. What I'm saying is you can't say that I'm wrong if the data says I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying the data says Philly beat us without Joel Embiid. Philly beat us with Joel Embiid.
Who didn't we have?
We beat Philly without Embiid and Paul George. Right? And so while I'm not saying that we can't beat Philly, what I'm saying is to merely say I'm not worried about Philly because Joel Embiid is washed up is naive.
Okay, I'm not saying I'm right, and I respect what you said, but I'm high on my team right now. I'm very high on the Knicks, and so
right.
Philly would put up a formidable challenge for us, but I think that we will prevail again if we were to play them. If the playoffs started today, I think it'll be another 6 games. We'll take them out in 6. Yeah, we'll
So
take them
Cash,
out in 6 games.
I said the same thing, Cash. I don't think Joel Embiid is the player that he used to be. I said the exact same thing.
Yeah, we'll take them out in 6. Now,
Said the same
in
thing.
terms of in
I
terms
think
of
we'll
a
get
team that
splashes.
that you guys mentioned that whom I wouldn't want to play in the first round
Detroit.
if it came to it was probably Charlotte because they're a wild card.
Mm.
You don't know
Right.
what's going to happen. They could be like what? Well, I'm not going to say Detroit of last year, but they could be a wild card. I hope Charlotte, to be honest with you, especially from that brawl that they had with Detroit. I hope they play Detroit. I would love to see round 1 Detroit and Charlotte. That's going to be more interesting than we think.
Yeah, I think so.
I hope that works out. With Orlando, you mentioned, yeah, we would take them. Boston first round. I wouldn't want to play Boston first round, but if we have to, we would. I mean, we
Right.
know we just got to do what we got to do.
Okay.
I don't know if you what say you, Jay? I had to step away, so I don't know if you answered.
And the only other thing I'm gonna say is I want us to get the 2 seed.
Yeah.
If we can't catch
Yeah.
if we can't catch Detroit, get the 2 seed at all costs. Because then if we got to face Detroit, it won't be to the conference finals. But I'll be quiet and open the floor to Jay, the chosen one. The floor is yours, dog.
Wow, I appreciate that. Kind of want to do a move or two, maybe just bring it
They ain't
back.
bring it all the way back. Cash came in and took over the
Might
point guard reins. Cash the moderator.
Ooh, putting it back in my hand, put it back out. You know, see it? Then the robot. Look.
Hey,
Hey,
turbo and ozone.
I'm having. Oh, bro, I can do it right now, but tomorrow I ain't gonna. My legs won't work.
I'll be napping.
Or I'm ready to nap some today. So, look, let's keep it funky, right? We can win 9 straight, and then if we lose 2 straight, the sky's falling.
Yep.
We are the Knicks fans. That's what we are. We are a fandom that wants the shiny things and haven't seen the shiny things in a very long time. And when we go out and do what we should be doing, and we see our rookie go play like a 4 or 5 year, like a starter, and just good play all around, hustling. We get very hyped. I got very hyped. And I like tests like that because they have a regular center that gives us some issues in cornet sometimes, and then they have this unicorn dude, and then they, like I said, they have what has been one of our major issues for a long time: athletic, a little bit on the taller side, wings, and things, right? So I love to see that. As far as the playoffs, right? The playoffs started today, and then the Sixers, and then what I like to see. I answered what the question about the playoffs are today. We're gonna have to play whoever's in front of us, and we're gonna have to play just the way we played today to win that series. This is NBA basketball. You could be right. This is not like the Giants taking out that undefeated Brady team. This is NBA basketball, right? You play a series versus a bunch of people to get to know your moves, you get to know their moves. You have to take flights. They have to sleep, get some sleep on the plane. You get right back into it. It's a different animal than regular season basketball. And it's at the end of the year, your body is not, the same either. I really like what I'm seeing. I really see the evolving of Diawara. I'd like to see that a lot. And I said something to my son very funny today. I was like, I think that Mike Brown is a definite watcher of Blanche Tears. He is standing up today.
Yeah.
And he stood up and he said things that just blew my mind. I want to touch on this I don't like saying his name. We did to Mitch, but this guy, yes, he's had a lot of injuries. At one point, him and the Joker were the most dominant players in the entire league. And they were old school centers mixed with new school moves. And is he the same as he was? No, he's not. But could he present a problem for us in the series? Yes, he can. Because he's 7 feet tall. It's not like he forgot how to play basketball. And he's a big guy. And when in doubt, he has no problem dragging you down with him as he's falling. So I'm not going to count him out, but I don't believe he's at the same level he is. That's Father Time, and that's injuries. I still think we can beat them. But they present a lot of issues, and I like everything that everybody's saying. I would love to see a Charlotte Detroit game. That does two things for us. That makes one of the other teams tired, and that eliminates one of the other teams. So that's to me, those are the two teams that I don't really want to see off the top, off rip, is either Charlotte or Detroit.
Right.
Yeah, but we know. See, what the difference is not just Embiid. We know this team. Yes, they won. They have the series this year as far as leading the series, but in the playoffs that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything in most sports. And Maxi is gonna be Maxi. You're gonna just have to throw when we have new defenders, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. I would like the second seed. I would like the first seed. How about that? I'm not stopping at the second seed. I want the first seed.
You're aggressive.
Yeah, I am.
So how much have y'all canvassed the Eastern Conference? Like keep it a stack. Have y'all really been watching the Eastern Conference, or are y'all just focused on where the Knicks are?
No, I watch it every day, fully.
I watch a few teams here and there. I've been watching some of them just to see how they've been playing. So I see how we stack up against them. So, but I don't watch every day, but I watch them.
Yeah,
I've been watching a little Philly. I watch Boston.
Yeah, I watch a lot.
Cleveland. I watch Cleveland, Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta and Charlotte scare me That's the reason why I asked, because I don't want to sound like an alarmist. I don't want
Too late.
everybody to be asking me
Too late.
like, yo, Uncle Freezy, what you matter? Like, relax. Like, I'm not going crazy. Everything's straight. Like, but I do know that there are teams out there like Atlanta who has seemed to have hit a stride. Charlotte had thrust themselves onto the national landscape by being competitive with teams and being a rock in their shoe, right? I think that the Knicks, while our path won't be easy, the reason why I brought that up is because I don't think other teams' path will be easy anyway.
Ridiculous.
I think our probably the best place, or not the best place, but I guess the ideal situation for us is a world where Detroit does get Charlotte and Boston does get Atlanta. And so when we get Philly, while we are in our back alley brawl with Philly, at least the top seeds in front of us will also be in back alley brawls, right? So it won't be like it won't be like Detroit gets a first round walkthrough and Boston gets a first round walkthrough and the Knicks get a backroom brawl and will be beat up by the time we face whichever team we get, right? So even in a world where Cleveland gets Toronto, I think Toronto may be the styles make fights thing for Cleveland, right? Where Toronto has Swiss Army knives at every position and guys can do whatever. And then Toronto also has a certified bucket getter and Brandon Ingram that may look to carry that team too, along with Scotty Barnes. Now, am I saying that Toronto dismantles Cleveland? No. I'm saying instead of Cleveland winning 4-0, they may win that series 4-2. So when we get Cleveland in the second round, or whoever we get, Detroit in the second round, whoever we get, everybody will be banged up and bruised up from their first round series, is ultimately what I'm getting at. Cash, you get what I'm saying?
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying. The thing I want to add to what you're saying, when we do get to the playoffs, it's about matchups.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the matchups and the personnel that we have in connection with those matchups. That's going to be the key to whether it's going to be a dogfight, drawn out, or it can get over with quick. I would just say for us, however that plays out, because obviously we don't know at this point. Like if we get up in the series, like a 3-1 or a 3-2 or whatever, we need to put their foot on whoever team we play. We need to put their foot on their throat, especially in the first round.
Right.
I would hope that whoever we play, that we can get through the first round, not too beat up, no more than 6 games. Whatever team it is, 6 games is like the limit. Really don't want it to be even 6 games, but just in case, we don't want to go to a game 7 in the first round. That's like really a worst case scenario. And then you got, like you're saying, maybe a Cleveland or a Boston waiting on you after that.
Right.
The one good thing is I don't think any team is going to go out in 4 games. I don't think anybody's going to get swept out the playoffs. I think them bottom teams is hustling hard. They playing good basketball. I don't see none of them getting swept out of there. I feel like all them series is going to be a little knockdown, drag out fight.
To be honest with you, you mentioned the Sixers. I would probably rather play the Sixers than say, like you mentioned, the Hawks. Because remember, the Hawks are not the same team that they were at the beginning of the year. The pieces that they've acquired at the trade deadline, they're a different team now. So we can't base the Hawks on the play of what we saw in December and say early January. We have to look at the Hawks differently. So we really don't know. Let's say this Atlantic Hawks team that's playing now, that like you said, that could be dangerous with Kuminga and those other guys in whom they acquired. Toronto hasn't changed so much. We have some familiarity with them, but a team like Atlanta, we already mentioned Charlotte, being upstart. Those are some teams that we might not want to face in the first round. Orlando would be ideal. I would say other than the Sixers, I take Orlando for sure in the first round. From the second round, we're gonna have to play Boston, Cleveland, or somebody. We're gonna get somebody that's gonna take it's going to be an extended series in the second round. There's no getting around that. But at the same time, just as you mentioned, Detroit's going to have that same problem. So they're gonna catch Boston or Cleveland or somebody. So it's going to be interesting on how it shakes down. But yeah, matchups and seedings, man. That's going to be the whole key on how this plays out.
Right.
Matchup and seedings.
Well, the thing is, seeds 7 through 10 are Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, Charlotte. Right, the two teams that are probably playing the best right now, Atlanta and Charlotte. Right, Orlando has been trying to play better, but their best player is out. Franz Wagner is out indefinitely. Miami has had an identity crisis all year. You don't know what they're going to be, right? But the last time we saw Miami in the playoffs, remember, they were getting absolutely sunned off the floor by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Remember that last year when they were getting blown out by 30 points a game?
Yeah.
They were getting sunned off the floor like they didn't even deserve to be there, right? But in that, there are only 2 games that separate all 4 teams, right? The conventional wisdom is that the Miami Heat, despite whatever's going on in Miami, Spo is going to figure it out and make the playoffs, right? The Orlando Magic, however, they've been a player away. I think they invented the term "we're only one player away." They invented that term because even right now, with the trade for Desmond Bane and all the stuff they gave up, they're still probably one player away from being one player away. Now, can they figure it out? Their defense has not been as stout as what people think. The Orlando Magic are giving up 114.4 points a game. Right? Now, their defense, that's not stellar, especially in a world where we think the Pistons have an elite defense, right? The Pistons are giving up 109.4, and the Orlando Magic are giving up 114.4, right? The Knicks are giving up 111.1, but since January 1st, they've been an elite NBA defense, right? I'm not saying that Orlando won't make the playoffs, but it does seem like they have a hole in the boat. And then you enter the Charlotte Hornets and Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta, in my opinion, is a good team with no championship upside. Atlanta basically is beating the teams that they're supposed to beat, but they can't beat, I'm talking about the current Hawks, right? This current iteration of the Atlanta Hawks, basically, they're beating teams they're supposed to beat, but they're not really threats right now. They're probably an off-the-radar team that'll probably be better in 26, 27 than they are this year. Like their arrow is pointing up, but they're not. Nobody is considering Atlanta to be a championship contender at the moment, right? At the same time, the Charlotte Hornets are probably in the same boat, but every now and then, Charlotte will play 3.5 great quarters with a championship contender and fade late. right? They're that team that you don't want that team. You don't want to be, because they're going to work you. They may not win, but they're going to work you. But at the same time, they have a style that is deadly to the Knicks, right? They have a point guard that can score when he wants to. They have 2 elite lockdown defenders. They have a rookie 3-point shooter that can shoot the lights out. And they have a big that's looking to tussle. Like their big is not like Cat, right? We had him. We had Diabate here last year. He's not a Cat type center. He's a Duran type center that wants to rumble. He tough. Like, yeah, he gonna grab your shirt, so what? Like, what you gonna do about it? Like, he wants to get on the boards. He is a tough-minded center, and he fits their style, right? And the thing that about Charlotte that scares me is that players that have the NBA talent to be a star, that have not turned into a megastar, only need a stage in order to do so. If Charlotte gets a stage for LaMelo Ball to become a megastar, I think LaMelo Ball will become a megastar. Right? Because he can pass better than anyone in the league. He's a shot creator for others. He's a shot maker for himself. He can score. Now, he has things in his game that sets him back. Like, just like he can shoot you into a game, he can shoot you out of a game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he had been doing all that stuff on a team that was never going anywhere. Right? But at the same time, you know what their coach did? Cash, you know what their coach did? Before Charlotte got hot, right? Before Charlotte got hot, right? Before Charlotte got hot, I think, or before Charlotte got hot, they benched LaMelo, sending him a message like, nah, we're not a lottery team no more.
Yeah.
And when LaMelo Ball got off that bench, they've been hot as fish grease, bro. Like LaMelo has a point to prove to the league. They benched him. They like, we losing. Why we got you? You show better. Well, for what? They benched him. He came off the bench, and after he got back in that starting lineup, man, Charlotte ain't been nothing to play. Charlotte a sprained ankle, bro. They ain't nothing to play with. Triborough in the building. Salute.
Yeah, them sprained ankles ain't nothing to play with, boy.
Them sprained ankles ain't nothing to play with. They ain't nothing to play with. Yeah, y'all. How y'all feel about this week, though?
I feel good. Feel real good. You know what I felt really good about today? Watching the frustration of a super tall unicorn, incredibly skilled guy get frustrated by the clutch player of the year. Get frustrated by OG. Get frustrated by Bridges finally woke up today. Oh, did he wake up? That's what I want. He does. I still.
Yeah, Macau.
Bridges, yeah. That's not Sam? Mikal Bridges? Yeah, okay. You had me messed up for a minute, like I fell asleep or something.
No, I was just saying, yeah, Macau. You know, I don't get to do that often.
Mikal, yeah.
I don't get to do that often.
Yeah. He woke up. I was hyped. Though there was a few shots, and this is not, this is just because watching the game, because he was so hot. I wouldn't want him to take in a regular game. In the corner three, 2 people on you, 2 hands in your face. That's 2 people. That means that somebody should be slashing towards the rim. But he was such on fire that when you're on fire like that, doesn't matter. But if you catch fire, you could also help somebody else catch fire by faking that next shot. And let's say there's somebody who's not really hasn't put a bucket in, or they need to get going or something like that. While he's up in the air for that, and you got his player and another player trying to stop him, they slash towards the rim. There's an easy bucket. But it was he came alive. I like to see that because I've been wanting to see that.
I think San Antonio was exposed today because today was like, I think we came in with the mindset of treating this like a playoff game, and I think San Antonio didn't have that mindset. I think they thought maybe they could just come in and just do what they've been doing and kind of beat us, and it didn't work out. So, and then the other thing with San Antonio, which other folks have alluded to, they're still young. So, and they haven't really, though they have a good record and they're doing well, they haven't done nothing yet because we know nothing matters until we get into the playoffs. So, until then, you know, they can learn from this and move on. As far as San Antonio is concerned, as far as the New York Knicks, our team, what we should learn from this victory is that for the remainder of the season, we need to come in to it with this mindset of the way that we're playing. And from a coaching perspective, utilize the tools that we have on the bench. We got a full set of tools on the bench. And we know that different tools do different things. And so for each game going forward here, going forward from now through the rest of the season, that just my opinion, different guys should get a chance to shine a little bit. Like today we saw Diawara do his thing. Maybe when we play Denver, it could be Sohan that might do his thing. Or if we play OKC, it could be Alvarado, whoever. But that's on the coaching staff, to figure that out, to use all the tools that we have, because we got guys that can ball, man, and it's just a matter of putting them in situations where they can thrive. I mean, the only way you mentioned fish grease. The only way you're gonna cook the fish is what? You got to heat the grease up, and after you put that batter on, guess what? You got to lay it in that hot grease and see what happens. So, I mean, we'll see going forward what happens. So, even though we won and it was a good win, we can't get delusional over the win. But again, we must learn from it and see what we can do to be consistent. And I think that's been another problem for us, that we haven't been consistent. Because I'm sure the same Knicks fans that was killing us over the Cleveland game is probably one of the same Knicks fans that's going bonkers right now because of this game today. And that's why it's so important for us to be balanced and stay on an even keel. Learn from wins, learn from losses, and don't forget the goal is checkmate. I mean, keep moving the bishops and the knights across the table. Continue to strategize. Use them tools. Don't forget about the pawns. I think we talked about it before in the telecast. Hey, a pawn can get you to checkmate. Don't think of, just because it's a pawn that is useless or pointless or don't mean anything. So we'll see what the future holds.
Okay.
I was driving into work during some of that game. So I got a question. When they took Castle Vassell was gone, JB, right? Castle or Vassell? One of them two. When they took him off, JB, was it for just because they were subbing him out, or was he in foul trouble?
I can't remember that. I gotta look at a note.
When what happened, Story? I'm sorry. Say it again.
When they took because what you call it did a good job of locking JB up for a little while. It wasn't
Right.
until he went to the bench. I don't know if it was Vassell or Castle. Castle was gone. So when did he go to the bench because he was in foul trouble, or did he go to the bench just to go to the bench?
No, he was getting abused.
No. Is
Yep.
that what happened?
Yep. Well, I was in the game at the time, so I saw it. And yeah, he was they were moving they were moving people around. They were trying different people on because the same time that JB was hot, Mikal was hot.
Okay.
And
So they was
then,
just moving people around.
right, so they had to move had to move multiple people around. They had a double team. At that time it was, I think, Mikal, I don't know if it was Shamit that was in the game. And Mikal was on fire and JB was on fire. With them, JB came out for a little while and Mikal exploded.
Yeah,
But
Mikal was
I
cooking.
think, he cooked. And he needed that. I needed to see that because I was starting to falter. I really was. But I think it was Castle and Fox, maybe. Or no,
That was
Castle and
Vassell.
Vassell.
Vassell. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vassell.
I just like calling Castle and Vassell because they rhyme. But
right.
Yeah, it's that's kind of what's happening. The only person really there was no real foul trouble today. I think Castle, Harper, maybe Vassell, they all had 3. Johnson. And for us, we had a few that were in foul trouble, but by the time we really got into foul trouble, like Towns had 4 today, Mikal had 5, Brunson had 4, everybody else had 2. Only one other person had, Josh had 2, only 2, and everybody else had 1 who had a foul.
Okay.
So all the fouls went to the guards and the center. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was impressed with Diawara today. I mean, I don't know how many people feel about that.
Hey, Cash, I got something for you, Cash, something I prepared for you. Yo, I'm gonna just do this real quick. I'm gonna just take the stage just real quick because I'm gonna say something to Cash because it's a treat for me, right? This is a treat. So y'all give me a second, right? No, I go nowhere. This is for me. I'm just put this out there for Cash, right? So Cash, I know you can hear me, right? So here's what happened. This is the reason why the Knicks won today. The Knicks won today because they didn't allow the Spurs to initiate, right? The Spurs came out in a certain opening, right? But here is where this is my ode to Cash rules everything around me, right? This is my ode to Cash. So Cash, think about the Queen's Gambit in chess. At its core, it's not just about sacrifice. I'm gonna turn this thing off so I can get my thoughts together, everybody. Just real quick. I'm gonna try to do as fast as I can. Right? So at its core, it's not just about sacrificing a pawn. It's about controlling the center of the board and dictating how your opponent develops. You're inviting a reaction, shaping the structure of the game before the game opens up, I guess is the term, right? The player who accepts the gambit often gains material, but the player who often gains it initiates control over the flow, right? That's the chess reference I'm using for cash, right? So essentially, that's what the Knicks did today defensively. Instead of letting the Spurs point guards comfortably initiate sets to get Wemby involved wherever he felt like touching the ball and then reacting to Wemby on the fly, right? Where timing and the spacing and letting the Spurs get into rhythm, right? The Knicks disrupted the first move. They stopped the Spurs from initiating what they felt like it, right? The Knicks disrupted the first move. They pressured entry passes, handling. This is where the Mikal Bridges elite defensive game comes in, right? Basically what they said is this. You can initiate, but you're not going to initiate where you feel like initiating, right? Right. So, and I'm still getting my thought, Cash. I'm just thinking through some things. So they pressured entry passes, they shaded ball screens, they hopped out, they denied clean touches, maybe grabbed jerseys, maybe impeded progress. However, whatever it took to stop the Spurs from initiating their offense, right? However they got there, right? In chess terms, they basically said, you're not going to initiate and get the control of the board, basically. What you get, you're going to have to earn, basically, is what they said. So what happens when the primary initiator can't initiate an offense? Right? Say what happens when De'Aaron Fox or whoever their primary initiator is can't initiate offense. Well, it slows everything down, right? Now, instead of shooting with 16 seconds left on the shot clock, you're shooting with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, right? And I know the Spurs are developing guys. They have a second-year point guard in Steph Castle. They have a rookie off the bench in Dylan Harper. They have Vassell and Fox and others. But today, they looked scrambled. Because instead of taking away the head of the snake, like in Wemby, one way, they basically took away the head of the offensive attack, which frustrated the Spurs, which at times led the offense to being initiated through Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama initiated, grabbed a rebound and didn't pass it and brought it down to initiate on his own. And sometimes that meant once he passed it, he never got another touch. Right? But by denying the initiator's comfort zone, the Spurs basically drifted into a place where I got to get it, I got to get it out the mud. Right? Basically. Because the great defense, like great chess, isn't about just reacting, but dictating. And so, Cash, to you, my friend, chess player numero uno in the entire world, I want to point out to you that great defense is not always just about personnel. It could be about strategy. What I'm going to give you, what I'm going to sell out to take away. The Knicks did that today, right? And guess what happened, Cash? A 7'5" center had to initiate offense at times, and then he never got the ball back to shoot it. Their best offensive weapon had to be their playmaker. And what that led to is the Knicks taking 97 shots because the Spurs missed. The Knicks got out and ran and tried to get the ball up the floor. And it also led to the Spurs taking 77 shots in 2026. So for my man Cash, I absolutely wanted to put that out there to you. This was a chess move by Mike Brown. This wasn't Mike Brown playing checkers today, right? This was Mike Brown playing chess.
Yep. I totally agree. And with strategy is also tactics. And I was thinking about now. I'm going to go X's and O's right now. When we play OKC,
I just need to grab the screen by myself just so I can get the full thought out there, everybody. I just wanted
no,
to.
no, 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 that's cool, man. But check this out. You know what? I would say for this game, I would start Diawara and play a box and one. Diawara, wherever Shea Gilders Alexander goes, you play him. You four guys, y'all play a box and one. I'm sure you've heard of that before.
Okay.
And Diawara got 6 fouls. And if he gets 6 fouls, then put Sohan out there. You got 6 more fouls, and then you can switch McCall, you can switch OG. In other words, employ the same strategy with the same tactics. Chess move. Just my opinion, just my thought. Thinking about the X and O's going forward. Probably can employ the same strategy with Jamal Murray. The only problem with Denver though is the Joker. That's the difference. With OKC, I will put Shea Gilders Alexander through hell, and somebody else gonna have to beat me because I'm not letting him beat me.
Why not just do what Mike Brown did today? Overplay initiation and make others that eat off of spray outs from Wemby, make them initiate. It's so chat. Basically, what I'm saying is what if they did that to us and OG and Anunoby had to initiate our offense?
Yeah,
it would look
that would be a problem.
It would look.
That would be a problem
if we didn't prepare for it, right?
Yeah, if you're not prepared for it, yeah. If you think about it, when it came to the NBA Cup, you know that's what got us to win because they were going to come for JB, and what they wasn't expecting was Coley, and that's what got us the cup because we had another ball handler, somebody with good vision. I mean, okay, granted, he lacked on the defense. There's other intangibles where he lacked, but offensively, he kept it where the offense could still function. And that's what helped to get us the cup.
Right. Yeah, I think the implementation of Mikal Bridges and the Knicks coaching staff thinking, you know what? They have a lot of size and athleticism at every position, but you know what they don't really have, or what they're not really using, is a true initiator.
Yeah.
Right. So what we'll do is those part-time initiators that they have out there, we'll force them. We'll take away that first thing and make somebody be a point guard for them. And in that egg scramble, their omelet didn't look like an omelet.
And just to add to dovetail on what you mentioned, that's why Mikal looked like Mikal, because him and OG play their best when they can play free and play the passing lanes. Schematically, if you looked at that game with that strategy, that's what those two were able to do. Play the game that they're best at. It's like freelancing and play those passing lanes. And we saw what happened. That's why Mikal had a monster game. Because like you said, those guys, they're not used to initiating. And Mikal said, okay, gotcha. Boom.
Right. I'm excited about what I saw, man. From that, I think they took some of that away from the Houston Rockets game, right? I think I saw some of that like in the Houston Rockets game. Oh, y'all don't have a true point guard. Oh, well, a true high level initiator out here. So what we'll do is we'll make it tough on the dudes you throwing out there. And to our surprise, we were able to keep the Rockets close enough so that at the end of the game, we were able to pull it out.
Yeah, right. Alvarado. That's what he do. Grand theft.
Yeah.
At his finest.
Yeah.
At his finest.
Yeah, but what we notice is that in the initiation where you take away the primary initiator and force them, man, they had Harrison. Man, you remember Harrison Barnes? There was a stretch in the game where they were trying to get Harrison Barnes. Yeah, nah, we got him right where we want him, bro. Yeah. So, anyway, that was my gift to you, brother. I've been thinking about chess and what Mike Brown was doing. I was like, let me see. I'm in a masculine way now. Remember now. I mean, but I'm gonna give Cash a little something to laugh at, right? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Tory B, Jay, what y'all think, man? So let me get stepped away for a minute. I did grab that stage, man, but I did want to. I just needed to kind of think my way through it, like to these things. So, yeah.
By the way, for the chat, I'm horrible at chess. I love the strategy and play, and everything about the game as far as playing it. But as far as me personally as a chess player, oh man, I ain't good. But that don't mean I don't know the game. But I'm just saying I'm not good at it. I'm not a champion chess player.
I wish I knew somebody that was a champion chess player. I think I might pick somebody out of the chat to play chess with one day. But yo, let me say this, man. Yo, I see my 60-year-olds in the chat, man, beefing. Y'all cut that out, man. Y'all too old for that. It's too late at night for y'all to be, man, tussling. Man, my older crowd in the chat, man, tussling or whatever, man. Y'all cut that out, man. We expect more out of y'all. Y'all ain't like, I'm 60-something. I'm 60 such and such. So what? We expect more out of y'all, man. We expect wisdom out of y'all. Let's go. Jay Chosen, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm wondering what was going on.
You a good chess player?
Yeah, I'm a real good chess player, bro. Remember, I did 10 joints, bro.
Says who? Who told you were good?
I could do a little everything. Play handball, play a lot. I'm good. I'm nice at basketball. I'm real good at chess. I could play spades. I could play tunk. I could play.
Get the cards out then. Let's
play
go.
card games that most people
Get the cards out.
Yeah, get the spades. I play hearts.
I haven't played spades in years, Lord.
I still play. Me and my fellas get together. We have a spades night.
I don't have nobody to play with no more.
I'll call you when you come chill.
Okay, if we play spades though, you can't bring no weapons. We ain't playing for no money because spades.
I don't travel without my weapon.
But I was gonna say spades can get violent, man. I've seen too much violence associated with spades, man.
Yeah, I don't move. I don't move without the beater. I'm sorry, Cash.
Right.
I've seen people pull up to a spades game, and I'm like, man, seriously? I mean, it's just spades, man.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys. How we feel about our upcoming schedule? What we got next? We got Toronto, right? Is the Toronto then OKC back to back? Is that our next two games?
Toronto, OKC, Denver back to back.
How would they?
Why would they do that? Why would they give us
3 games in 4
OKC
nights.
on the back to back? That's just the NBA is so trash with these schedules. But anyway,
Yeah.
so how we feeling about these games coming up? I mean, we pretty much own Toronto, but is this Knicks team going to look ahead to that OKC game and drop this one? Or Toronto going to come out
I
swinging
don't.
and we're going to have to
I
play to
don't.
the
I
last
don't.
second of the fourth quarter?
I, yeah, I don't think we should be thinking about dropping any games. I think
No, no,
we
no.
just need to be
I don't either.
competitive. I think we
I
just
don't
need
either.
to take one game at a time, just like we take one chess move at a time, and for each game be in it and be competitive. I mean, even if we were to lose, as long as we were competitive, as long as we didn't get our backsides handed to us. I mean, if we lose by 5, whatever, say no more than 10, has some miscues here and there, that's fine. You can live with that. You take the lesson from the loss and you move on to the next, because there's always going to be on to the next until we get to the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think we're
So
gonna. I wasn't meaning that we was gonna intentionally drop the game. I just, sometimes you just start looking at it, and that happen. You fall into that trap game. Not that Toronto's not, a decent team. I'm just saying sometimes you look right past them to the next guy.
Right.
yeah, my thing is though, if you get a chance to get the foot on the throat, you better go for it. Take that juggle. You better take it out. Cut the wind
Oh, no
off.
doubt, no doubt. But
Yeah,
we'll see what
yeah.
happens. I mean, when we play Wednesday, Thursday, we off for 2 days.
Yeah, I had to schedule up. Give me a split second.
Today is Sunday. Yeah, today is Sunday. So yeah, I think we off for 2 days. I think we off Monday, Tuesday, and then we play Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Wiz is in the chat. You hold Deuce down, Wiz. I don't know what's going on in there, but I see Deuce name floating around too much. Hold Deuce down.
Yeah. So we play Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday,
Oh God!
and
So we
then
only got one day off.
yeah, we play Friday in Denver, Colorado, and then Sunday in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah,
So we
that's
got
right.
one
Play the
game
Lakers
off,
on
and then
Sunday.
a back to back, and then we fly to LA. That's trash, yo.
Yep, and then we play the
Oh,
Clippers.
Denver to LA,
Yeah, and then
right?
we played. Yep, and then we played the Lakers and Clippers back to back.
Why they keep
Yeah.
these stupid back to back games? They gotta stop this. No team should be playing back to backs. Okay.
I
Right.
gotta get the plug.
Yeah, man.
Well, I hope they don't have no issues like with the flights or anything like that, man. Because playing in Denver alone is enough, man. We're dealing with that altitude. 'Cause That's
Yeah.
that's that's
Right.
that's a game changer. A lot of teams
Right.
going to Denver, especially on the back to back with that altitude. If you ain't used to that, well, Denver's obviously used to that, but for teams that's not used to that,
Right.
that's tough. That's tough.
Excuse me.
I mean, I don't know how many
Look,
of us have been somewhere like a Denver, cities where the altitude is high, where the air is different.
Yeah.
Utah's like that too, bro.
Yeah, Utah. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Utah, Denver.
Mountains and you in the mountains, bro. It's yeah. Elevation.
Montana, you could keep going. Dakota,
Yeah,
parts
yeah.
of
But I'm just
Dakota.
saying the air is different, and when you exerting yourself, you, when the air is thin. I mean, even flying sometimes,
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
flying. So, yep.
Yeah,
I
man.
know
Yeah. So
people that
this next week is gonna be to answer Tori B's question. I'm very interested in seeing what happens this week.
Hey,
Um
I, you know,
not in a predictory state, but I do think that Mike Brown has unlocked something, and we're playing a few teams that have also found something too. The generally lottery bound Toronto Raptors are probably going to make the playoffs. They found some type of mix of players that works for them, and though we've had success, it's hard beating a team's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? So even though I'm confident about that game, if Toronto beats us, I know that's kind of how things go. Like generally, if you dominate a team, it's more like you beat them 7, 8, 9 times out of 10, but you don't beat them like 10 straight times, right? Regardless of however good you are and however bad they are. You know, sometimes there's that element of, you know. So if the Knicks finish this week 3-4, and whoever we lose to, if we beat Toronto and Denver, lose to OKC and beat the Lakers, I'm satisfied. If we beat Toronto, Denver, and OKC and lose to the Lakers on Sunday, I'm still satisfied. Right? You know what I mean? So
I kind of agree with your assessment, man.
yeah,
If we go close to
if we
500, man, that'll be good.
Right, because if we lose to the Raptors first and then beat Denver, OKC, and the Lakers, guess what? I'm still satisfied. Right? So yeah.
That's batting 667, baby.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Baseball season is officially back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, look, it definitely is.
Yeah. What do you I'm gonna ask the panelists this. I'm gonna ask a question in general, but what I'd like to do in respect to how you answer, I'm gonna ask everybody just to hold their tea until the person answers, right? Just so that everyone can get their answer out there. So I'm gonna start with Tori first, right? Tori, what do you expect or what do you want to see for the remainder of the season? What do you want to see in these last 19 games?
Consistency. I would like to see some consistency for the remainder of this season because I'm tired of the Jekyll and Hyde basketball. You see how they played today, right? I need to see that. It don't have to be exactly like this, but I need to see some semblance of this for the rest of the season because these guys have a tendency to play like this for 2 games and then for the next 5, be like, what happened to my team? Which is why I jumped off the cliff and I'm still dangling somewhere on around the 3rd floor. I ain't hit the ground yet though. I ain't hit the ground yet. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this team because the only thing that they've been all season is consistently inconsistent.
Okay.
So I would just really like for them to be whoever they are, just be that for the rest of the season. Like if y'all gonna trash it, just trash it and let's get out of here. Because they taking me on an emotional roller coaster and I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I can handle it anymore.
Right.
So I just be trying to protect my mental. So I just, in my head, I say we're going to lose every game for the rest of the season. And if we win, I'm pleasantly surprised like today. I was pleasantly surprised. So I'm hoping they can pleasantly surprise me for the rest of the season. Like, I know they're not going to win all the rest of their games, but a fair amount of them to secure that 2 seed. And then I'll take a nice little deep breath and wait for the playoffs.
All right.
So basically, I'm just looking for some consistency. I've seen my team be great, and I just want them to continue to be great.
Okay. All right. What about you, Cash? Cash, your mic is muted, bro.
Basically, well, she kind of really took my thought, which is no problem, on the consistency. I would probably say, in conjunction with consistency, is effort, because make the games competitive. I mean, give it all you got, man. Leave it out on the floor. I mean, whoever gets a chance to get out there.
Okay.
I hope the coaching staff can continue to put players in the best positions available. Because this time is definitely not a time for experimentation. I mean that period is long gone. So, and we know as the playoffs approach, rotations gets shortened, and then other players that do get a chance to play end up being situational, either because of foul trouble or injuries. So, just shore up whatever rotation he gonna roll with, and players, continue to put forth a diligent effort out there on the court.
Okay. Okay. Chat. I see the chat has put some things out there too. DeRoss put playoff preview mode. And I think I saw someone say, oh, Paris Duncan says, I want to see healthy guys, Brunson, OG, and Bridges shooting well. And I think Jay stepped away for a moment. Just real quick, I guess what I would like to see down the stretch is more of this defense that Mike Brown has implemented since January 1st. Right. And I'd love to see this defense fine-tune and get locked in. I really like the disruption of the point of attack of the other team's offense. I really like that. That expressed to me that they know that they have weaknesses in other places. And so how they address those weaknesses in other places is not addressing them head on, but disrupting the problem before it starts. Like instead of trying to shut down the above the break three, like how Champagnie killed us the first time he saw us. They're like, well, what we'll do, since we can't stop it normal conventional ways, what we'll do is stop the ball handler from getting it so he can pass it to Champagnie. And if you notice, Champagnie wasn't even an issue today. Right? So that's where I am with it. Just like if they found something, grow more confident in it, continue to implement it, and just go from there. Just want to thank everybody for coming through and rocking with us. Man, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, man. The intent was to do maybe 75 minutes. Man, and I think we're a little bit over that, but thank y'all everybody for coming through. Thank y'all for how y'all participated in the chat. Jay Chosen stepped away, but salute to Jay Chosen for coming through. Always the life of the show. Tori B is in the building. I appreciate Tori B. Man, Cash. You know what I'm saying? Cash legit be making me think at another level. I appreciate you, Cash.
Hey man, if we win this chip, man, and you come up to New York, I mean I ain't far from New York. We got to get a game of chess. I don't know where we can play, man, but just for the hell of it, man. I mean, we already the champions, man. Just sit there, just chop it up with some, whatever your favorite beverage is,
yeah.
And just be chopping it up, man.
I'm gonna just get whatever that was Miss Mocha got me yesterday.
All right. Hey, I mean, whatever that is. I mean, for me, my drink of choice, you give me an Alabama Slammer, and I'm good, man. Right. That's for those that know.
Yeah.
Just give me a Slammer, and I'm good, man.
I drink stuff that's clear. If it's not clear or brown, and I mean like tea brown.
Oh, don't mix it, man. Don't ever mix. You know the golden rule. You know the rule. You don't mix brown and white.
No, I don't make. But I'm talking about for wine.
Because if you mix brown and white, you're going to be out of sight, literally.
Yeah. But yesterday I was drinking something
burgundy. Oh, lingo over there.
Yeah, I don't drink that. I generally don't drink fruity looking drinks. That's not really my thing. Like maybe champagne, some tan. I'm not even really a champagne fan. unless it's, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I think there's no difference between champagne and sparkling wine. It's the only difference is where those grapes come from, right? So I'm not paying an additional $70 because they don't come from a specific place in France. I don't do that. I'm a regular cat, like. But I tell you what I will do though is I will enjoy myself around friends because that's what friends are for, right? Like you don't have fun to bring people in to make friends, right? You get around your friends to have a good time. That's how I believe, and so that's what I believe in. So it's one of them things like I don't need to drink expensive stuff to have a good time. I don't even need to do expensive stuff to have a good time. I just like the people experience. Like if you good people,
I'm good with that. Hey, but it'd be good to have something to eat though, man. I like to get my eat on. I'm sorry, I gotta throw that in there. And no, everything you said is right, but you know, if you get some, you know, get some food in there, we good. We good. The other drink I was thinking about, man, I ain't had in years, is some Sambuca.
Oh wow.
Yeah, some Sambuca, man.
And I just told you a lie too, man. And it was just a slip of mind. Like, but sometimes when we smoking cigars, I'll get a really thick velvety burgundy port, right? Because it's just something about smoking cigars and that the viscosity of a thick wine flavored port that's been aged. And I don't mean nothing expensive. I'm talking about like $70. I ain't talking about like no $300. But I'm talking about something less like, you know, $70 amongst friends. Like if it's a group of us, like 3 or 4 of us, $70 is, what is that? That's like $17, something like that. That ain't really too much of nothing. So, but anyway, everybody, Cash, we got to talk about that on the side. Maybe we could do that in a Substack. Maybe we could do that in a Substack article. Put that out in a Substack article. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Thank you everybody for coming through and listening to me whine about fearing the Sixers when we may not.
Have faith, my brother. Have faith.
Oh, ye of little faith, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. And Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, salute everyone and good night. Yep. Hey, everybody.
Good night, Paris.
Yep. Good night. Salute, everybody. Peace.
Yeah, and salute y'all grumpy old men fighting in the chat. Y'all go get some rest. Peace,
Good night, good people.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord.